Hi, Bratz Babes. Um, wow, I have to re-record this because, of course. Um, Due to the fact that it was raining all day on Saturday, we didn't actually get to go to the carnival as we were planning, unfortunately. But we did get to go out to lunch with Mom, with my mom. And, so that's what we did with my mom for, like, Mother's Day. We had lunch with her and spent the day with her on Saturday. And I also got to visit my childhood best friend, who's been my best friend since literally 5th grade. Chavoy. I visited her while I was up in that area visiting Mom. And now, golly, yesterday, my fiance and I went out to lunch with his mom. And that was really splendid. It's definitely been a very emotional weekend and a very fun weekend. Even though things didn't go to plan, it's still been a lot of fun. But it definitely has been very emotional. So, like, for a long time, I had no interest in ever, like, having kids or whatever. But I've been kind of reconsidering that recently. Because it's just, like, I don't know, like, it's a scary thing, and it's, like, a lot of responsibility, but I've been dealing with a lot of my, like, issues and, working on a lot of, like, working through a lot of stuff, I guess. And I feel like I'm finally in a place where, like, I don't know. Oh my God. Yeah, I'm finally in a place where I can, like, who am I kidding? I don't know. I'm gonna be the first to admit that I do have some concerns. You know, like, I'm scared that, like, I don't know, like, that I'll be a disappointing mother or something because, like, I'm chronically ill and disabled, and I do have a hard time with basic things sometimes, and that's, like, really embarrassing, and I don't want that to ever be a burden on any future kids. So I guess that's, like, one concern. Another is, like, the manner of how things will go, because, like, I don't know, we're leaning more towards the idea of surrogacy, simply because I'm not sure if my body would be capable of handling uh, something that traumatic. Uh, like, biologically, the kid would still be, like, mine and my fiance's. It would just be developed by someone else, I guess. It's like, here's the ingredients, but over here's the oven. Yeah, I know, that's a really lame way to put it, but I don't know any other way to really put it. I guess. But I don't know. I guess I do have some concerns. Like, what if it's, like, completely selfish? Because, I don't know, a lot of times for a long time, I did kind of view people as being kind of selfish whenever they have kids, because oftentimes they have kids because they personally, like, for their own personal reasons, and, usually, like, there's some sort of, like, and I know it's usually, like, instinctive that's really drives a lot of it, but, like, I don't know, it's just, like, Jesus. It's all very terrifying, really, to think about. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like I said, for a long time, I swore I was never gonna have kids. And I never thought I would ever, like, change my mind on that. But lately, I've been just, like, I don't know, contemplating it. And, like, I've come to realize that maybe that is something that, you know, we might like to do. But I'm not going to lie, it does make me terribly anxious. Because, like, there's a lot of stuff that could go wrong. And I'm not sure if I'm even going to be able to find, like, a surrogate. Or anything. And, I don't know, just the whole thing has me very anxious. And everything. Sorry, I noticed that a zit is forming. But, yeah, I don't know. There's part of me that's terrified of, like, I don't know, like, what if I just think I want this and then it turns out that I don't? Like, you know? And I guess there's a part of me that's anxious about that. And I'm also anxious about, like, I don't know, falling short and disappointing, like, literally everyone. Like, I've already told my mom about this, like, that I've changed my mind on this. And we've also told Travis's mom as well that this is something that we have decided to revisit and have come to a different conclusion on than we had prior or previously. So yeah, I guess this was probably something that should have been slept on a little bit longer before getting everyone's hopes up, because now it's like there's even higher stakes, you know? And the thing is, I'm not even sure if I'm able, you know, or like, you know, I'm not even sure if like, I'm not sure if like I would be able to reproduce. But I do know one thing's for sure. No, I don't. I'm a liar. I don't know anything other than this ball of lint. Oh, speaking of stuff. That blanket that I've been working on for my best friend, my childhood best friend, the same one that I visited the other day, I've made more progress on it. Oh, golly me. Lots of like blues and greens and purple tones. So yeah. This blanket is going to be for Chavoy, and I'm going to make it big enough for Chavoy and her daughter to be able to curl up under it, so they can, like, I don't know, watch movies under it or something, you know what I mean? But I guess that's another thing is, like, I want, like, if I'm going to be doing this, I want to do it within the next couple of years so that, you know, the child could, like, be close in age with, you know, the cousins that already exist. You know, my brother's baby just turned a year old a couple months ago. You know, so my baby niece, and then there's a few others that I do consider to be nieces and nephews, even though I'm not biologically related to them. Simply just because of how close I am with the particular friends who are their parents. Like, my friend Possum, they have a toddler that's like 4, almost 5 this summer, I believe. And their baby is the same age as Chavoy's. About 4, gonna be 5. Around the same time, actually. They were both born in June. So, yeah. So, yeah. It's really weird because, like, I never thought I'd end up in a place like this in my life. And, like, there is also, like, more to consider about things, like, how it could affect, like, I guess my career and everything like that, too. Which I know that's so dumb to be so worried about, but, like, I still want to live my dreams, you know? I don't want to, like, because, like, I don't know. I could have a music career. I'm writing again, so who knows? There could be hope for me. Hold on. Look at this precious baby. He's just a little froggy baby. The little toes are like individual, like they're not like sewn in between to make it look like, nah, straight up toes and fingers and everything. That's so adorable. And he's so soft and cute. We named him Frogtholomew. So yeah, our newest frog son. The newest addition to the frog army is Frogtholomew, this precious little baby. He's Beanie Bellies. I don't know. This company's still out here doing its thing, which is kind of absurd. Like, I mean, I grew up when Beanie Babies were like everywhere. I still have some Beanie Babies. Some of them are even still in their packaging. But yeah, I don't know. There's like a lot to consider. And there's a lot of things that I plan to consider. Like, you know, I don't know. I'll probably talk more about it going forward as I learn more. I mean, the best I can do is try. And if it doesn't work out, then it happens. It doesn't work out. You know? There's always adoption, so. Although, that does get into some really tricky areas, though. Lots of red tape. I don't know if they let disabled people adopt. Oh my God, I don't know if they let disabled people adopt. Well, I suppose I don't really have anything else to say for now. I've been working on watching, like, more content or videos to kind of help me figure out a way or a technique or a method. Trying to brainstorm. I struggle with things that most people can do on a regular basis. And I struggle to keep up with those kinds of things. And I've been doing a lot of, like, trying to figure out different techniques, different ways of approaching things when it comes to decluttering and packing and cleaning. So I'm still very much trying to adapt. But overall, though, today it's supposed to get up in the 80s, which means I'm not going to have to wear this stupid sweater dress all day, which is good because I did not want to have to unpack it. I packed it up with my other winter dresses, which is the very bottom drawer of my chifforobe, because you know, you never know when you want to dig them back out. I didn't pack them up because, like, dresses are more universal, in my opinion. And I'm glad because it has been freezing today, at least this morning. Like I said, today's supposed to get up into the 80s, Fahrenheit, that is, for anyone who is watching who... I don't know the conversion to Celsius, unfortunately. Hold on. Wait, do I even have a weather app on here anymore? No, I didn't think so. My extra phone. Oh, it is struggling so bad. While we wait for that. But yeah, it's going to be up in the 80s today. Which, according to this, is 26-ish Celsius. Rounded, of course. So, yeah. That's, yeah. So, I want to be considerate for those who live in the rest of the world who aren't just Americans. So whenever I'm stating like numbers and measurement units of measurement like that, I'm going to try to be as inclusive as possible when it comes to presenting the unit conversion or translation of that, because like not everyone's in America, obviously. We are like one country on this earth with tons of countries and nations and territories and such. So it's only fair to kind of like, if I'm going to put content on the internet, I should be mindful of the fact that there are people all over the planet. So I plan on trying to put, you know, both the metric and whatever the hell it is that we use, systems, you know, to use both numbers so that, you know, both groups of people can understand what I'm saying. That was a really wordy way of me trying to say, not everyone is America. Some people actually measure their temperature with Celsius for some reason. I don't know. Sometimes, though, it feels like Fahrenheit is right, at least during the summertime, because it's like, wow, it's really hot out here. It's like 100 hots, and it's like, yeah, no, you're right. I know that's like an oversimplified way of phrasing it, and that's not actually the reality of how either of these units of temperature measuring came about. I actually did a lot of research on it back in 7th grade, but unfortunately, I think I kept that paper too. I felt so proud of myself because I actually went I went above and beyond what my teacher wanted from my essay, just because when it comes to science, I always had a tendency to kind of go down the rabbit hole. It's like, it's a deep dive, you know, it's like, here's what the teacher wanted me to research, and here's what additional stuff I ended up researching on top of it, is kind of how I was always... I'm autistic as hell, basically. It's like, I don't know, I find science to be such an interesting topic, such an interesting subject. I did like really well. Like I had I had like a perfect grade in anatomy and physiology. Like, I still remember a lot of the stuff that I learned from that class. As a matter of fact, that's how I know about the fact that tears actually drain in the nose predominantly. Like the tear ducts actually mostly drain into the nose, which is why our nose runs as much as it does when we cry. Our eyes start watering up, and almost instantly our nose starts running. Interesting. But yeah, so it's just like, it's very interesting stuff to me. But yeah, I don't know. I guess I also like to know what, I like to know the conversions of things. I look forward to when I finally have the conversion formula memorized for the conversion of distance and of temperature. I've actually got most of like I can convert between 3 different weights measurements. So I can kilograms and stuff, stone, and also pounds. I can convert between those 3 quite easily. I can also even convert down to grams. So, yeah. It took me a long time to memorize all of that, but golly, once I did, it was not so hard. To convert kilograms into pounds, it's just 2.2 point whatever number of kilograms it is. For instance, say I'm gonna go based on let's pull up a calculator, shall we? Did I delete calculator? Let's grab a calculator. Okay, so let's say somebody is 65 kilograms. Can you see that? So what you'll do is multiply it by 2.2, because each kilogram is approximately 2.2 pounds. That's about 143 pounds. Huh. Wow. That was my weight the last time I went to see my hematologist. I have a weird fixation with numbers. I tend to keep in mind like numbers, and when I recognize patterns with numbers like a lot. So like, I don't know. Like anytime I hear someone talking, like like anyone mention the number 518 or 518, it just like immediately clicks in my head, because it's like that is a number that like is way too precise, you know. It's just like, but so like earlier I was watching Sean's video about the Asante brothers and where they are now or whatever. Watching the 600 pound Where Are They Now episode, and yeah, so I was watching that, and he was saying something about being 518 pounds, and I'm like, that's so weird, because when I was a kid, for the longest chunk of time that I lived in one dwelling, which was about 11 years, so that's the biggest chunk of my childhood, was spent at the address 518. So whenever I heard that, I was like, oh wow, interesting. Like, so anytime I hear people in the world, and it's just like, or like a number somehow comes to 518, it just stands out to me, and I'm just like, I don't know, like something in my brain that's completely illogical, and I know it's illogical, is like, oh, something good is going to happen. How dumb is that? And it's so dumb because, like, it's not even like everything was perfect at that house. I actually, like, hated living there the majority of the time that I was living there. It's just I've hated living everywhere else since then even more. That's the only thing. That's the only reason. And I think I need to acknowledge that. That's the only reason I'm attached to that house the way I am, is because it's the only place where I felt truly comfortable, where I felt like the rug cannot be pulled from under me, where I felt truly at home. It was like the last time I truly felt like this is mine and I'm not going anywhere. So like when we got evicted when I was 16 years old, it kind of completely just threw my world into like this just complete, I don't know, spiral, I guess. Which is, I don't know. I don't know if that's like a dramatic way to say or put it, but it's just whatever, you know? Cause like, I don't know. I haven't been able to properly settle anywhere. So I've been living out of boxes in every place that I've lived in since, because I have to stay partially packed, it feels like, because I don't know when the rug's going to be pulled out from under me again. I don't know when I'm going to have to move again. And, you know, and now here we are on the cusp of moving again, and I hate it. I hate it so much. I'm so tired of moving. And I want us to be done moving before, like, we even, like, you know, have a kid or whatever. I just don't know. I do know one thing is for sure, though. I'm not going to approach this the way that my other best friend and sibling, Possum, approaches things. Not literal sibling, you know what I mean? It's just like kind of adoptive sibling. The way that they kind of handled things was in the way that most people modernly do. And that is where young couple gets together, have baby, oftentimes move out on their own together, and then it's just them two trying to juggle keeping a household afloat and a baby. And it just didn't end up like working out very well. There just ended up being a super massive amount of strain on the relationship. Both felt overwhelmed all of the time. Each felt like they were battling alone. And there was just there was a lot of like there was a lot of issues with communication, it feels like. Luckily, I think that my fiance and I communicate pretty well, because I have laid down some boundaries and some of my own personal, like, I don't know, I guess like my own personal expectations, boundaries, I suppose. Like, I don't want to do this alone. I don't want it to just be the two of us. I want my mom involved. I want his mom involved. You know, and I want, you know, I basically, I want to have a solid support system backing me. I want to not be alone in this. And of course, my mom is completely just excited and ecstatic about it all, because she didn't think she was going to get any grandkids out of me. I didn't think so either, to be fair. So yeah, it's like super terrifying. My fiance, I don't know, he was very, like, he was so happy that he cried, you know? And, like, I don't know, I can't help but feel like there's this pressure now, because it's like, great, so now this has to happen, you know? It's no longer something that I'm thinking about. It's something that has to happen because now everyone is expecting it to happen, including my fiance. So now it's like, okay. He was super cool and supportive about, like, my wish to not have children, I think some part of me, though, this whole time has understood that he probably deep down did want kids, and all this whole thing did was kind of confirm what I already had suspected. I mean, like, I like the idea of being a parent, but I'm also scared of, like, failing, I guess. And part of me is scared of the long-term commitment. I'm scared of the fear that I'm going to constantly be experiencing about, like, the whole thing. Because it's like, there's a human being that would be solely reliant on me to protect and to nourish and to parent, and love this, like, baby, I guess. And I don't know if I would be able to keep myself in check and, not go overboard with being overly protective or something, because the world is a scary and horrible place, and naturally anyone wants to protect and shelter their children from such things. There's just so much to consider, and I feel like I should have probably kept my thoughts and feelings to myself for the time being as I worked through them, instead of jumping the gun and being like, I've been thinking about this for like 2 weeks. I definitely need to put a lot more thought into it, because it's very overwhelming to try to process, like, rerouting my entire life, I guess. So yeah, I don't know. I'm going to talk to my mom a bunch, and I'm going to talk to my friends who have kids, get their perspectives on things. I'm not going to talk to my future sister-in-law about it because, like, pretty sure she doesn't like me, so I don't want to be a pest and bother her, especially since her whole ordeal and situation was very unique and strange, like, I guess. I'm not sure. I don't know. There's just so much to consider, and then there's, like, it's always such a big decision, and it's definitely not something to ever be taken lightly. I know a lot of people make this decision on a regular basis, and like it's nothing, and I feel like people need to put a lot more thought and introspection into it. And I feel like it would be a lot better for everyone if people did. If people actually worked on their stuff before becoming parents, rather than, damaging another generation of people. I don't know. I'm really rambling. I'm sorry. Oh my God. I'm definitely probably hoping for the surrogacy route, though. I'm not going to lie. Because I really... Like I said, there's a lot to consider, and there's a lot to worry about. I love how it's like, gee, I never want to have to see any more doctors and specialists again. And then what do? Make life decisions that directly mean having to interact with doctors and specialists. a whole lot of them. A whole lot. Continuously. I make smart decisions. But yeah. And I don't know. I think that ultimately I'd probably be like a stay-at-home mom who also juggles a little bit of a creative sort of career or something. You know, like I really want to produce and make my own music. Like I said, I've gotten back into writing again, thank goodness. That writing has been kind of blocked off for the past 10 years. Oh my. Writing has been blocked off for me as far as musical writing goes for the last 10 years. And I don't know. I'm just... I don't know. I guess I want to have my cake and eat it too, so to speak, considering I don't even like cake. So yeah. Frogtholomew says bye. Bye, YouTube. Sorry for a long rambly video, and sorry again that things didn't actually go to plan this weekend, but hopefully I'll see you guys in the next video. So yeah, like, comment, subscribe, you know, the whole 9 yards. Okay. Pardon me. Soda. You know how it is. But yeah, I'll go ahead and let you guys go. See you in the next one. Bye, brats babes. Take care.